Fedor Filippovich Konyukhov is a Russian survivalist traveler, yacht captain and balloon pilot. He was born in the village of Chkalovo, Pryazovskyi Raion, Zaporizhia Oblast, Ukrainian SSR. In December 2010, he was ordained as an Eastern Orthodox priest in the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Personal life. Konyukhov was born in the village of Chkalovo, located in the Pryazovskyi Raion of Ukraine's Zaporizhia Oblast. His father was a fisherman on the Sea Azov, while his grandfather had served in the same garrison as Georgy Sedov, an Arctic explorer. Konyukhov attended a nautical school in Odessa and another in Leningrad, earning a specialty in polar navigation. Subsequently, he worked as a professional navigator and marine engineer. He served 3 years in the Soviet Navy. He was stationed in a Kaliningrad guardhouse with the Baltic Fleet when he volunteered for a 2.5-year tour of duty as a Soviet Marine sailing across the South China Sea as Special Forces, delivering munitions to the Viet Cong during the Vietnam War. After his service in the Soviet Armed Forces, he disliked the terrible realities of war and completed a vocational arts school in Bobruisk, which enabled him to become a successful painter and sculptor. Konyukhov is an ordained priest in the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. He was made a deacon in 2010. Art. In 1983, Fedor Konyukhov was admitted to the Union of Artists of the USSR. Since 1996 he has been a member of the Moscow Union of Artists, Graphic Arts section, since 2001, a member of the Sculpture section as well. He is a winner of the Gold Medal of the Russian Arts Academy, an honorary academician of the Russian Arts Academy, and the creator of more than 3,000 paintings. He has participated in a number of Russian and international exhibitions. Fedor Konyukhov becomes the first priest of the Russian Orthodox Church to successfully climb Mount Everest. He took the icon of St. Nicholas to the summit with him. 2015 Global Ambassadors for Australia Zoo Wildlife Warriors. Feats. Konyukhov is the only person to have reached such extreme points of the planet as the North Pole, the South Pole, the Pole of Inaccessibility in the Arctic Ocean, and the top of Mount Everest, and also sailed around the world via Cape Horn 4 times. Sailing in May 2008, Konyukhov completed a solo circumnavigation of Antarctica in a sailboat, becoming the first person to do so. His attempt began on the 26th of January 2008 and took 102 days in total, with his route falling entirely between the 45th and 60th parallels south. Rowing. Konyukhov has set world records, notably crossing the Atlantic Ocean in a rowboat URALAZ in 46 days, the best 24-hour distance in the same boat. From December 22, 2013 to May 31, 2014, Fyodor Konyukhov crossed the Pacific Ocean, starting in the Chilean port of King Kong and finishing in Australian town of Mooloolaba without entering ports and without any external help or assistance. He covered the distance of more than 17,408 kilometers on the Turgoyuk rowboat in just 162 days. Ballooning on the 23rd of July 2016, Konyukhov became the second person to circumnavigate the world in a hybrid hot air helium balloon. American Steve Fossett is the only other person to have completed the feat, having done so in 2002 on his 6th attempt. Konyukhov took just over 11 days, as opposed to Fossett's 13 days. Konyukhov announced his intention to challenge Fossett's record in September 2015, although the idea had first captured imagination in 1992. The balloon he used, named the Morton, was specially constructed by Cameron Balloons in Bristol, England, and had a height of 60 meters and a volume of 15,500 cubic meters. The balloon's non-pressurized gondola was made of carbon fiber and measured roughly 2 meters wide and 2 meters tall, containing Konyukhov's bed, food, water, oxygen, and first aid supplies, as well as navigation and communication equipment. The attempt began in Northam, Western Australia, 96 kilometers northeast of Perth, on the 12th of July 2016. He and his team had arrived in Australia in June, but experienced several delays due to weather and the failure of equipment to arrive on time. After launching, Konyukhov flew east across Australia and the South Pacific Ocean to South America, where he passed through Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, and the southern tip of Brazil. He then flew across the South Atlantic, the Southern Indian Ocean, and the Southern Ocean before eventually landing again in Bonnie Rock, Western Australia, completing his circumnavigation. Konyukhov's planned route was 33,000 kilometers, but an unexpected southerly deviation extended his flight to 34,000 kilometers. He set a new round-the-world time of 272 hours 11 minutes as of the 17th of September 2016, subject to official confirmation. He described his experience in a newspaper article. Others 2,000 completed the longest dog race IDITAROD 1,150 miles from Anchorage to Nome. 2007 dog sled expedition across Greenland ice cap from east to west. Started from Isotok and finished at West Coast, covering about 800 kilometers in 15 days and 22 hours during a trans-Greenland dog sleigh ride. 2013 dog sled expedition from North Pole to Canada. Together with his partner, Viktor Simonov, they crossed Arctic Ocean in 46 days and reached the shores of Wadhunt Island. In 2011, Konyukhov fulfilled an expedition across Ethiopia, covering more than 1,000 kilometers of route. Explorer's Grand Slam. Fedor is the first Russian mountaineer to complete the 7 Summits Challenge, for which a person must climb the highest mountains of each of the 7 major continents. Also, he is the first Russian traveler and third person in the world who completed the Explorer's Grand Slam. He also visited both the North Pole and the South Pole. 1992, Mount Elbrus. 1992, Mount Everest. 1996, Vinson Massif. 1996, Aconcagua. 1997, Mount Kilimanjaro. 1997, Mount Kosciuszko. 1997, Denali. On May 19, 2012, Fedor Konyukhov, together with the Russian team 7 Summits, reached the top of Mount Everest. His climbing route was via the northern ridge. This expedition was devoted to the 20th anniversary of the first Russian ascent of Mount Everest, May 1992. Awards. Konyukhov has been awarded the Order of Friendship of Peoples.